What's up, guys, gals? This is Griever back here, bringing you guys One Piece. One Piece chapter 992. This is going to be kind of a short review, ladies and gentlemen. A bit of a short review. I'm behind on so many things, and YouTube has constantly been on my back burner, unfortunately. So I'm not going to be doing a read-through. I'm not going to be doing a super long review either, because at the end of the day, the majority of the chapter, 70% of this chapter is they fight. The fight's really cool, and I urge you, once again, this is manga. Read it. Read the manga. It's a visual thing, right? If it was a light novel, you'd read it. You know, like, it's one of those things. Like, you gotta see a fight. I can sit here and go, oh my god, panel number 6 and panel number 8. Like, oh my god, this is fantastic. But it's like, you're not gonna get the effect. You gotta read it yourself. So definitely, of course, anybody watching these videos, I'm sure you're out there and you're reading One Piece on a week-to-week basis, right? Just like we all are. So the majority of this chapter is they fight, but the very beginning of the chapter is quite interesting. Now, I did happen to spoil myself, well, not spoil myself, but I did happen to find a translation before the Viz one on like Saturday or Friday or something like that. And I was, you know, and I read it. I saw the link, and I just went, well, you know, screw it. I might not have time on Sunday, and I do now, you know, barely. And so I was reading it. And there's just one key difference between the mistranslation and the official Viz, that, or shouldn't say mistranslation, the fan translation. The line from Big Mom saying, "Dead men tell no tales." Like, come on, like, that's a perfect line there. Like, they change it here in the Viz. It's just like one of those things. I am never going to refer to the Beast Pirates as the Animal Kingdom Pirates. Sorry, it's not going to happen. Viz, you need to change your stuff. Sorry, it's Calamities, not All-Stars. It's Beast Pirates, not Animal Kingdom. Just saying. Like, nobody, I don't know anybody in the community that calls them the Animal Kingdom Pirates. So you're wasting your time, Viz. Just sometimes, like, just retcon it. Just fix the printed copies from here on out or something. I don't know. Anyways, that being said, the beginning part was the most interesting, or the most to talk about. We have Carrot running forward because she apparently saw Perospero. She's like, I'm gonna go avenge Pedro. Luffy's on his way to go battle Kaido. We get a scene with Black Maria, who's just, I guess she just challenged. She's like, I'm not looking for Yamamoto. I'm not looking for I'm not fighting. I'm just gonna chill here in the house and start singing a song, you know, and ting 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 ting. So I guess she's just like, I'm just gonna sit back and watch. So that's her deal. Now, the other thing is Big Mom. Big Mom, of course, was smacked around a little bit, but just a delayed reaction. No real damage, of course, to Big Mom by Robin and Jinbei. Now, she's standing up. Perospero's there. Memory's back and all that. So she's like, I have formed an alliance with Kaido. This is what is happening. So, you know, Perospero's there going like, but we want you to be king of the pirates, mama. Like, why, like, this alliance with Kaido, this is not going to end well. Like, Perospero, I got half a brain and realizes this is not going to end well for either side, and we might be backstabbed before Big Mom can, you know. So he's got his doubts about that. Meanwhile, she's just saying, nope, this is my order, this is what we're doing, you know, why don't you kids trust me? So Big Mom might also have a backstabby plan. They're pirates, it's what they do. They're not all Luffy. So during this, we have Marco the Phoenix, of course. Marco's, you know, standing there just going like, ah. So, and I love this. I love this. Kudos to Perospero. Just wait a minute. Kudos to Perospero. The reason I say this is that dude knew he was no match for Marco the Phoenix. He knew he had zero chance of winning that fight in a head-on battle against the former vice captain, or, you know, first mate of the Whitebeard Pirates. He knew he couldn't fight him. He knew he'd lose. You know, Katakuri, he would actually stand toe-to-toe probably. That would be a pretty epic fight. But Marco, sorry. Marco is, like, did I screw that up? No. I was talking about Katakuri versus Marco. That might be an actual matchup. Parasparrow, no way, not against Marco. So Parasparrow seemingly knew this and tried to broker a deal like, hey, we're just here to fight Kaido as well. You know, Big Mom showed up and we got shot down, you know, by King and all that stuff. We're here to, you know, why don't you and I work together sort of idea, and we'll fight Kaido and his forces together and stuff. He knew how to play the game. He was doing this. He was playing the game. He's Parasparrow. He's not Katakuri, and he's certainly not strong enough to take on Marco, even if, you know, I don't know if I would bet against Marco against Katakuri either. I think Marco still has the, you know, it's not exactly a 500 bet there. So the thing is that was super interesting, and I love how in one panel all that's explained. We didn't need to see it. I know a lot of people are complaining about the lack of seeing a lot of these fights going down in One Piece right now. You know, we got so much going on, and Oda knows that he's got to dedicate, like, he can't end a Luffy fight in 3 chapters. You know, it's just not going to happen. Zoro needs his spotlight as well. You know, we already had the Sanji stuff. We finally got Zoro back. Zoro needs an epic fight. We know that. We haven't seen one in years. Literal years. So he knows who he's got to focus on. He's got to focus on Big Mom, Kaido, Luffy, Zoro. He can't really have time focusing on Inarashi, Nekomamushi versus Jack. You know, some things have to be seen off screen, and that's unfortunate. But I like that Oda still, even though he's doing that a lot, sometimes he does it to full effect. We didn't need to see the Parasparrow Marco stuff to understand that from this one panel. You know, he says it all there, and then it's like, all right, well, you know, I guess our possible negotiations about that are at an end, Parasparrow. And so Marco just standing there chilling in the face of Big Mom. I mean, why does he care? I mean, he's Marco the Phoenix. And Big Mom basically starts to chastise him. Like, why are you helping out these whippersnappers? Why are you helping the Straw Hats and stuff? Like, is this what being the remnant of that old man Whitebeard really, like, how far you have fallen? And Marco makes it excellent. I love what Marco basically says. Is that because this is exactly what the Whitebeard parents, not that they don't honor him. Look at where Marco was when Nekomamushi went to pick him up. It's not that they don't have love, and apparently the Payback War. It's not that they didn't hold love for Whitebeard. It's not that they don't believe in what Whitebeard was doing, but what held them all together. And also remember that a lot of people, like Wei and all these other characters that we originally saw, the Whitebeard crew has expanded and been reduced and expanded again. People on the crew at the beginning aren't necessarily on the crew anymore. Some people left and formed their own crews and stuff. They're still allies, but they ventured out on their own. They were, you know, they just wanted to do their own thing. The Whitebeard crew is a family that has been so established here in the One Piece universe. And the fact of the matter is that that's what Marco says here. He goes, you really don't seem to know what the word remnant means, Big Mom. Like, at the end of the day, like, chastising her for. Basically, like, exactly, we're remnants. Meaning there is no head leader anymore. I'm not filling that position. Nobody is. Nobody's just stepping up to take the place in that regard. Now, we're not bound to Pops' will. We're all free men. That's all Pops wanted. You know, we're all free men. That's why we're pirates in the first place. It's the best, like, Marco just spitting facts. Best, like, honestly, this chapter's pretty good. You know, fight-wise and everything. I'm glad we're finally seeing Kaido versus the Samurai, and we're seeing full pages, and we're not jumping away to everyone and all the commotions going on. But this was a great way to open this chapter, because Marco just here spitting facts in the face of Big Mom. I know a lot of Big Mom fans are going to be pissed off because she's being treated like, you know, this whole arc, and even some people would complain the arc before, you know, like, Big Mom's not exactly this tyrant that she was built up to be. She's still a tyrant, but she's being, you know, mistreated, I guess. There's not a lot of respect right now for Big Mom by a lot of the characters in story. So I understand some Big Mom fans might be complaining, but I love Marco just standing up being like, you don't even know the English language. You don't even know what a remnant is, do you? So, you know, that's sort of what he said. But anyways, just really loved that part. Now, I did say this wasn't a read-through, but I still did pull the chapter up. So the thing that I talked about at the beginning here, the whole dead men tell no tales, the Viz translates it as, that's right, dead men give no orders. Do as you will, in the face of Marco. Dead men tell no tales, of course. Pirates of the Caribbean aside, Dead Men Tell No Tales has also been, that's Pirates of the Caribbean did not invent that. Disney did not invent that line. So, it's an older line and stuff, and it just fit so perfectly, the pirate aesthetic, and Viz decided to change it. It just seems so foolish. So, that being said, then we get to the Clash pretty much. I already discussed the things that happen after that, and then we're getting to the Clash, and it's a huge brawl, a huge fight. I love seeing all the different combat, all the different ways that they're attempting to fight. We get Nekomamushi and Inarashi in Sulong form doing these crazy attacks. We get Kawamatsu. I love how it's ordered. Like we get, so first we're getting like the Fishman, and we get the Minks and stuff. We're seeing all their different techniques and stuff, and they all look really impressive. They all look really cool and over the top and such. And the big thing about this is Kaido keeps going on. Like I've been saying, let's give Oda a chance here to explain this, because even he's once again shocked. None of these attacks pale in comparison to Odin's blades. So why can they cut me? It doesn't make sense. These attacks might be impressive to an average person, but I am Kaido. Short of the power of Odin, these attacks shouldn't be hitting me. They shouldn't be able to cut me or hurt me. Why? Why can they do it? And he's still questioning. We don't get the answer yet, but I'm sure that we will get the answer. We will get the answer in this fight, guys. Be patient. So, I really actually liked Raizo's attack here with the scrolling jutsu. Using the, Maki Maki Jutsu, and using the blast breath or the Boro breath or whatever, the hyper beam. Takes the hyper beam from Kaido, wraps it up in a scroll, and says, my scrolls can wrap around anything in existence and store them, and then return them back. So that is kind of, in all honesty, that's pretty overpowered. I'm sure there are some workarounds to this ability, some limitations, but we're finally seeing that even Raizo is not, he's not way down here either. He's not so far down compared to everybody else. His abilities, when he's fighting serious, he has some definite powerful abilities, and that's just really cool to see. I like how everybody is actually involved and contributing. Raizo probably doing some of the most damage. Kaido's own attack against him, I wouldn't be surprised if that hurt Kaido. Regardless of all the other abilities, Kaido's own attack, I assume, could hurt Kaido. If Kaido decided to punch himself in the face, I'm pretty sure it would hurt. So why wouldn't his own Boro breath be able to hurt him? So this part, it just doesn't even need the explanation of why they can cut him, because that just makes total sense and super badass, honestly. Now the men are also questioning the same thing. Here's where we get a flashback thing that I really like. It's a very small, very short flashback before they unleash an ultimate attack. There's 4 of them. We get Kinemon, Denjiro, Shutamaru, and we get Inarashi. All the guys who use katanas and also use have 2 swords on their belt. So of course Inarashi has, he's got his 1 leg sword, so he's more like 3 sword style or whatever it is, But the thing is this is going to lead into that explanation I've been talking about. Basically, Odin wanted to teach his samurai. He wanted to teach them the 2 sword style. Wanted to teach them Ryuo, wanted to teach them the 2 sword style. And he complained to Toki about this, saying, Odin 2 sword style is the best. Why don't they want to learn it from me? It's the best style, right? And she basically said, well, if they used your style, then they would have to fight over who's the strongest, who's the best disciple. Using their own styles, none of them are going to compete in that way and kill each other to be your number 1, like your second in command. Even though Kinemon pretty much sort of had that role, it was sort of unofficial. They were all 9 of them are his disciples. No one steps above the other one in that regard. There is no system like that. They're all equal sort of idea, like Knights of the Round Table shit. So that worked for them, and they felt like if they tried, if they used his style, they would compete to see who could use it. It made total sense to me. And at the end of the day, they end up doing it. The 4 of them, Odin, 2 sword style. And Kaido's like, what are you doing? This is a cheap imitation of him. Don't do it. Kaido, I swear, maybe Rocks or someone like that, but Kaido respected Odin more than anybody else. He actually looked at, no wonder, it's no shocker that Yamato, his own, daughter, I guess he calls him son, but daughter, actually grew up with this whole appreciation for Odin and this love for Odin, and basically I am Kazuki Odin, because Kaido, like, I assume the bedtime stories were all about Odin by the looks of it. Like, it seems like Kaido held respect for one man in all of history, and the highest respect he ever gave was to his rival Odin, the man who was able to cut him. You know, it was just, and he actually gets angry at the fact that there aren't, he's upset that Momonosuke is no challenge. He's upset that Odin is dead. He's upset, he wants that back, and he gets angry when people try to pretend. He's like, you are not Odin. That's disrespectful. Sit down. You know, that's Kaido. In his own weird way, he loves Odin almost as much as the people of Wano did. In a very weird, twisted sort of, I'm upset that I never got a chance to kill him outright in a proper battle sort of way, but like a rivalry respect, a hateful respect almost. It's definitely an interesting dynamic that I never expected going into Wano, that this is what we were going to be into. But it was super interesting, and then we do see that Odin was trying to teach them in a comedic way, trying to teach them about Ryowo anyways. So maybe this is where they learned it, and they use an attack called Parasite Totsuka, and apparently they're doing massive damage right across the scar that Odin left with his two blades. And the four of them have struck him down with Odin two-sword style, it appears. We're seeing the lines that look like the hockey lines, it seems, and I'm unsure if this is the attack. I forget. It probably is the same attack that Odin used to make that scar in the first place. So they all must have learned this at some point, regardless of that flashback. Once again, we'll get the information of what they actually learned from Odin, I'm sure, or we'll get the information on how they're able to cut him. How are they able, even if Odin taught them, that doesn't mean, you know, right now, Zoro's been teaching Momonosuke. That doesn't mean that Momonosuke all of a sudden is able to use three-sword style and able to go to Asura form and all that stuff. That doesn't mean that, right? So, what did Odin teach them? There's got to be another reason for why they're able to cut him, because it took someone of Odin's massive strength and power to be able to cut Kaido was a factor. So how they're able to do it, I guess we'll find out, right? I really have no theories on this. I have no idea, but I'm excited. Chapter 992. We might reach Chapter 1000. I think Oda is saving Chapter 1000 to start off the new year with. He'll leave us at 999 by the end of the year. But either way, that would be really cool too, because I'm sure he's going to make 999 amazing, and then 1000 is going to just blow our minds, right? So either way, that's chapter 992 of One Piece. Like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Griever with your One Piece review. Drink responsibly, as always, and we'll see you back here next time, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out.